Morning folks, welcome back. Well, today I was going to do a roundup of some of the major stories through the year, but this is me notes just from this month, so you can imagine what that would take. So just go back and watch the old videos. So yesterday then, Boris had his little meeting with Sage. And although Sage wanted to put some restrictions in place, Boris said no. But he did say, and I quote, and Javid did, they won't bring any in until the new year. Well, that's worrying to start with when they start saying things like that. Now, is he just ignoring them? Or is he frightened of the absolutely massive backlash he would have got if he did bring them in? That's my view of it more than anything. And then yesterday, Weasel witty to receive a knighthood. What the... Why? Nothing upon failure upon failure upon failure. What are they giving him for? Services to propaganda or putting millions in fear of their lives? Yeah, that deserves a knighthood, doesn't it? And this is what you get when you're an elite. You get rewarded for total failures. Yeah, I mean, that would make sense to them, but it doesn't to me. It just shows, and you can smell it, that the stench from the cesspit in Parliament is getting stronger every day, and it's spreading further. Luckily enough, more people are beginning to smell it. Now, they keep bandying this word around, mandate again. We want to mandate this. We want to mandate that. Well, let's have a look, shall we, on what that word means. This is the definition from the Black's Law Dictionary. Now, this is one that apparently a lot of solicitors, barristers use for references when they're putting together their big words in court. But this is what that says. And the Oxford Dictionary says virtually the same. There are a few other meanings, mainly political. But at the end of the day, both parties have to agree to a mandate to make it lawful. That makes it, as far as I can tell, don't take my word for this, that becomes a contract. And if someone breaks a contract, they can be breaking the law under certain circumstances. Now, Boris gave a load of mandates to get himself voted in, essentially making promises. By voting him in and getting him in power, both parties agreed to that, which he went back on and did not provide. Does that mean Boris has broken the law? Maybe the black belt barrister could answer that question. I mean, he's going into more of the political side of things of late, isn't he? But, sorry folks, I'm back on the fags again today. It's not New Year yet. But, yeah, did Boris commit fraud? Well, unbelievable. But anyway, Something else worrying I've been noticing as I go through my notes and read through things. Now, lots of laws have been passed over the last year or so. Many of them, nothing whatsoever to do with any lurgy or any pandemic. Now, they're quite easy to tell apart, really. I mean, the COVID laws are put in a temporary fashion, which means they have to be reviewed over a set period of time, set when they're introduced. The ones that have been permanently written down, which there's many, are permanent. And most of those, from what I see, having nothing to do with any pandemic, are just facilitating governments turning to dictatorships. That's what all these laws are about, taking away your freedom, freedom of expression, freedom of speech, freedom of movement. I call that totalitarianism, but there you go. And the police are back to using that favourite word of theirs again, aren't they? We are sorry. Only this time it was over the death of a footballer after his arrest, which apparently I haven't seen the results of the investigation, but it took them 5 years to come to the conclusion that they were in the wrong. Now, the government are on the back foot now. Many people are waking up. They've been in a COVID coma for nearly a year. And they're seeing the shit show for what they are now. It's about time. And then we got the Goon squad now that they've said that could be knocking on your doors of the unjabbed. Maybe they'll have their eyes open when they come across people like me. I mean, it's... If they want to ring my bell, absolutely fine. I mean, bear in mind, you don't have to talk to them, you don't have to tell them anything, you don't even have to give them your name. They got about as much power as a BBC licensing goon, which is absolutely none. So, but don't they just realise that anybody, after 2 years of bullshit, anybody that wanted it, or you terrified into taking it, would have took it by now. Well, just before I go, I'm going to read you this. This is what I keep by the front door to say to anybody like that knocks on it. And it reads, before you start with your coercement, you must agree to a few terms and conditions. You will, at any point during your propaganda speech, answer any questions immediately that I have. You will state your full name, with maiden name if applicable, your full address and postcode, along with any phone numbers, both landline and mobile, and an email address if you have one. I also need your vaccine status, your full medical history. I will also need either your designated or chosen agenda, your gender. Gender-free and neutral in this question are not an option. If at any period during the interaction I believe you are using mis- or malinformation or just plain lying, I will terminate the interaction immediately and you will be asked to leave the property. Failure to comply with this will result in you being removed by minimal reasonable force. And having been a doorman for 30 years, I'm very, very good at that. You will also agree to be filmed during the whole interaction for the humorous gratification of millions on social media. And now only proceed with your questionings if you agree to these terms. How does that sound? And I keep that by the front door. Anyway, people, that's it for today. Like I say, what I was going to do and what I've ended up doing is something totally different. I do my bit for recycling. Anyway, until the next one, people, thank you for watching as always. Thank you for your support. And my respects to each and every one of you. Arrange your New Year's Eve parties. They've already given us permission now. Anyway, until the next one, people, stay safe, stay strong, stay free from tyranny and oppression, and party on. Respects, guys.